7 crazy psychology facts. Our mind is a strange and powerful tool, and we're constantly discovering rather peculiar things about it. These are 7 crazy facts about your own mind, guaranteed to surprise you. 1. Research into DNA has revealed that persons who suffer from severe depression or who have suffered in the past are generally biologically older than persons of the same age who haven't. This effect is increased when there was childhood trauma. Scientists have measured cell aging and have reasoned that depression not only promotes habits that can contribute to age-related diseases, but also literally accelerates the rate of aging in body cells. 2. Cuteness aggression. Ever wonder why people sometimes feel a peculiar urge to squeeze or bite things they find cute, such as a puppy or a baby, without actually wanting to cause harm? This is said to be a type of dimorphous expression. This is when we experience a certain strong emotion, but express a negative emotion to the one we really feel. Have you ever seen someone laugh when really upset or cry tears of joy? Researchers think this happens because the brain is trying to regulate these strong emotions, or else we'd be overwhelmed by pure affection or happiness. Perhaps laughter is actually both the best medicine and the most lethal poison. 3. Hallucinations. Hallucinations like those experienced by someone going through psychosis are affected by the culture a person lives in. Research has shown that cultural variations, such as how people treat the dead, or how they speak about death, or whether they speak about death at all, affects the type of hallucinations and how persons feel about the hallucinations. I won't go through this in detail, though it really is fascinating. Instead, I've cited the study in the description below, along with all the other studies referenced in this video. 4. Ever wonder why food doesn't taste as good after you make it compared to when someone else does or when you buy it? Well, unless you're Gordon Ramsay or some other world-class chef, of course. Anyway, this is likely because you being around the meal as you prepare it reduces the excitement for the meal, which in turn reduces your enjoyment of the meal. Researchers found that the mere thought of consuming a certain food can reduce how motivated one is to actually consume the food. In other words, we can partly satisfy ourselves with just the thought of eating a particular food. Imagine if we could actually biologically satisfy ourselves, though. We'd never have to eat again, though I can't say most of us would actually want to do that. 5. Having a plan B may decrease one's effort towards an initial plan. In an experiment conducted a few years ago, researchers found that persons who were told to come up with a backup plan performed worse on the primary goal than those whose only option was to succeed with the initial plan. Dan Pena, whose ruthless aggressive advice I would normally recommend, promotes a similar approach to finding success in a video I saw a while back. This idea of giving yourself nothing to fall back on, to force yourself to try everything you can with everything you've got in order to succeed. It's good advice if you are training for a career where quick, precise, and decisive effort is absolutely necessary, but it shouldn't be a rule of thumb. After all, first plans don't always work, even if you give them your all. So obviously some discretion is advised to apply this to everyday life. 6. These days, most people own at least one smartphone. It's possible that you're watching this video right now on one. So, a question for you. If you tend to hold your phone in your pockets or somewhere else on your person, have you ever experienced a random vibration like the one your phone does when you receive a message? But when you checked, there was none. Rest assured, you are not crazy, neither are you alone. What you experienced is called phantom vibration syndrome, and in a study of 290 undergraduates, it was found that 89% of them, an average of once every week, experienced this phenomenon. How's that for common? Most persons, however, were not all that concerned about experiencing it. At least it's better than touching both pockets and not finding your phone at all. So before we talk about the last fact, I'd appreciate greatly if you could leave a like and share this video with persons you know who are interested in mental health, learning social skills and techniques, lifestyle improvements and science in general. Leave a comment telling me what you thought of this one and stay tuned for more. Finally, we get to number 7. So, you're sitting in the living room watching television. You remember having to do something in the kitchen and immediately get up to do it. However, the moment you cross the threshold into the kitchen, all you can do is look around in bewilderment with no idea why you even got off the couch. Was it something you had to do or to get? Turns out, you're not yet on the candidate list for early onset Alzheimer's. This rather common phenomenon is called an event boundary. Basically, your mind works a lot like a computer, organizing files within folders within folders. If the room was the primary folder, then your feelings, memories, and everything else which is or which happened in the room are the files within that folder. When you leave one room and enter the next, your brain essentially accesses a completely different folder with different files. Experiments into this phenomenon have suggested that simply passing through one doorway to the next seems to cause persons to forget the objects they carried through the doorway. One possible solution to this problem is to repeatedly mumble whatever it is you have to do until you have cleared the doorway. Another option is to never walk through a doorway again. But I'll leave it to you to decide which seems like a better idea. And I'll see you in the next video.